All right, welcome. Today, we're diving into a journey that pretty much every great business idea has to take, the quest for capital. It's a road that's full of twists, turns, and some pretty huge decisions, and we're going to break it all down. Let's get into it. So, you've had that light bulb moment, right? You've sketched out the next big thing, maybe even on a napkin. You've told your friends you're ready to change the world. There's just one tiny problem. Brilliant ideas don't pay the rent, they don't hire engineers, and they certainly don't pay for marketing. So how do you bridge that massive gap between a fantastic concept and a fully funded company? And that question brings us right to our first stop, what I like to call the capital conundrum. It's that classic chicken and egg problem of business. You know the one. You need money to make money. But where does that first bit of cash actually come from?
Well, the answer is a process called capital raising. And really, all it means is getting the cash you need from somewhere outside of your own bank account. These external sources could be professional investors, banks, you name it. The goal is always the same, to get the fuel your company needs to grow.
But here's the thing you have to understand. You can't just walk into a room, say, I've got a great idea, and expect someone to write you a check. Nope. Before you even think about talking to investors, you've got to do your homework. You have to prove that your brilliant idea is more than just an idea, that it's a real, viable business. This whole phase is about one thing, getting investor ready. So what does that path to readiness actually look like? Well, it starts with validating your business model, proving it works in the real world. Then it's time to crunch the numbers with some rock-solid financial projections. After that, you got to do a real gut check and assess if you're truly ready for investment. And finally, you need a crystal clear, convincing go-to-market strategy. Each one of these steps is about building an absolutely bulletproof case for your company. Okay, so let's say you're ready. You've done the work. Now you're standing at a fork in the road, and you've got a fundamental choice to make. There are really two main highways for funding your company, and they work in totally different ways: equity versus debt. And this decision really boils down to a core trade-off. With equity, you are selling a slice of your company, a piece of the ownership. In return for that cash, you're hopefully getting a strategic partner, which is often perfect for a new startup. On the other hand, with debt, you're just taking out a loan. You keep 100% of your company, but you got to pay that money back. This usually makes it a better fit for more established businesses that just need financing and don't want to give up any control. Let's imagine you've picked your path. You're going for equity. Awesome. Now comes the next massive challenge, finding the right people to actually give you that money. And listen, this isn't just about finding anyone with a checkbook. It's about finding the right partners who believe in your specific vision. And trust me, it is a tough world out there. The private investment landscape isn't just super competitive, it's also incredibly fragmented. It's kind of like trying to find one specific person, but they could be in one of a dozen different crowded rooms all at the same time. Just knowing where to start is a huge hurdle. And to give you a sense of the sheer scale we're talking about, a single outreach effort might mean identifying and trying to connect with anywhere from 500 to over 1,500 different investment firms. Just think about that number. That's the kind of volume we're dealing with. It's basically a full-time job in and of itself. So who are these potential partners anyway? Well, they're a pretty diverse bunch. You've got your private equity firms. Those are the heavyweights, usually looking at more mature companies. Then there are the famous venture capital funds, or VCs, who are known for taking risks on high-growth startups. You've also got angel networks, which are groups of wealthy individuals investing their own money. And then you have the more secretive family offices, which manage the fortunes of single families. And each one of them plays by a completely different set of rules. Navigating this complex, high-stakes world can be, well, pretty overwhelming. It's exactly why so many founders decide they need a guide, a kind of financial co-pilot who already knows the terrain and can help them steer through all the turbulence. This is where the whole idea of a virtual CFO comes into play. Just imagine having all the expertise of a top-tier chief financial officer, a real strategic guide for your business, but without the massive salary and overhead that comes with hiring someone full-time. It's like having an expert on demand. So what does this co-pilot actually do? A whole lot, it turns out. They handle everything from your financial planning and budgeting to managing cash flow and creating the exact kind of reports that investors want to see. And crucially, they give you strategic advice on the entire capital raising process. They'll manage investor relations, and they help you spot and manage risks before they become huge problems. So look, if there's one crucial point to take away from all this, it's that navigating the world of capital raising is almost never a solo mission. From just validating your idea all the way to shaking hands on a deal, this journey is incredibly complex. It's a very specialized field, and for most founders, trying to go it all alone is just a monumental task. Which really leaves us with one last big question to chew on. We just walked through this whole system of consultants, readiness assessments, and a massive, confusing network of investors. In an age where new ideas and innovations are popping up faster than ever, is this intricate, often really slow process the best way to fund the world's next great idea? It's definitely something to think about. Thanks for joining me.